Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. I am your host, DJ Kitty. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar, my sister. We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, where we bring you the news you can use, a little good news as much as we can, and some encouraging words to get through the day. Today is Thursday, one more day until the weekend, baby. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you? How are you feeling? And how are you doing?
I am here and excited. It is Thursday, one more day. I call this Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. Yes.
So good morning, WKRA and all our listening audience and our YouTube audience. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. So today is another beautiful day. It's going to be, the weather's going to weather, but today is still a beautiful day. We've woken up. We have the opportunity to make a lot of things happen. All we have to do is put one right foot in front of the left foot and keep it moving. But before we get started, as always, we start with a positive affirmation from, of course, our affirmation queen, Mrs. Morningstar. Miss Morningstar, what do you have for us to do today?
Okay, so affirmation queen. I've got to do my little PA.
Yes.
PA. Okay, guys. So today, being that it's nonprofit, Thursday, we talk about businesses and grants and all those good things. So I found a few little quotes. Nothing too much, but something to put on your heart. So I'll read a few of them. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path.
I like that.
Sometimes life will test you, but remember this. When you walk up a mountain, your legs get stronger.
Oh, I like that. Most definitely.
Yes. Do not waste time thinking about what you could have done differently. Keep your eyes on the road ahead and do it differently now. And the final one is your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will begin to change.
I love
Amen.
that. I love that. No coulda, shoulda, woulda. It is. We are in the process of making life better for all of us, and
Yes.
including not just us, but including our children and our grandchildren. So we have to take that collective role and say, hey, you know what? Life is lifing. Every single day we've got something new.
Yeah.
However, we're going to get through this. We're resilient people, so why not? Why would we
Yes,
not
ma'am.
get through this? So thank you for those kind words, those words that we need to hear to make sure that everybody's copacetic and on a good and in a good place.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
Absolutely.
go ahead and jump into this weather. So today it's a little rainy. It's a little rainy in Holly Springs and in Memphis.
Rain boots out.
Yeah, get your rain boots out. I like it when it rains, though. I just wish I were at home wrapped up in a blanket when it rains with the AC turned up,
Get you some good sleep. Look at you. You know it ain't gonna take you long.
You already know it. Don't take you but a minute. So in Holly Springs, we've got 78 degrees as your high, 47 as your low, with a 42% chance of rain, scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, and severe thunderstorms in the afternoon and evenings. The winds are about 5 to 10 miles an hour coming from the west. Please be careful. In Memphis, we've got 78 degrees with a low of 49, 37% chance of rain, scattered thunderstorms as well. Winds are out of the west, northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And in hot Houston, of course, it's 86 degrees, low of 58, sunny, sunny, sunny. Winds coming out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be nice and hot and sunny in Texas, in Houston, Texas, that is. So, I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a pretty decent weekend. I think that we're at the passing point of cold weather here in Texas. We may have a sporadic cold front every once in a while, but we have officially stepped past that because it's going to be hot next week. And
on its way.
Hot and muggy. So I know the pollen count is down, so I am thankful for that. Thank you, Jesus, that you've given us a reprieve on the pollen count. However, I'm not gonna complain. I shall not complain, because Mother Nature, when you start complaining, she gives you something to complain for.
Yeah.
You want to cry? I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
Something to cry about.
Okay.
I used to hate those words.
Ooh, me too.
Woo.
I knew
when
what came behind it.
The anger that used to make me as a child, when my mother would be like, "You crying? I'm give you something to cry about." Like, you already did.
Why would you want to give me more to cry about, Mama? I'm crying already.
Who came up with that?
Need nothing more to cry about. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Right.
But you gotta sit back and laugh at that, because I became my mother, and I heard myself over the years telling my kids, keep crying. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. So Mother Nature, I'm not crying. I'm not crying at all. I don't want anything to cry about.
It just repeats.
Absolutely. So, of course, let's go ahead and jump into news.
Right.
The news you can use now. Remember, folks, we just report the news. We don't make it.
Am I going into it first?
Yes, you go right into it, sis.
Ooh, so it appears that the president himself has went on and pulled out of the tariffs. He's pausing the tariffs on most countries except China right now for 90 days. So facing a global meltdown, which people have already lost millions of dollars, okay? Millions. I think it was the whole market was down like 7 trillion or something to that amount. It was
sounds about right.
Astronomical. Now he's in this, who got the kahunas to do this and do that with China back and forth. So now he's raised the China imports to 125%. So if something was $1, now what is $2? I mean, come on, sir. What are we doing?
China, if you listening,
if you hear China, listen up.
China, this ain't us. This is not us, China. Just go ahead and tax his stuff, okay? Because he gets his hats, his ties, his shirts, everything.
All of that. He's been doing business with y'all.
We didn't even vote for him, China, if you're listening. And Trump, if you're listening, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down and don't touch nothing.
The problem is that China is one of our biggest traders. I mean, largest. So many companies, like I think you had told me earlier, Amazon may go down because, most of the people that do business with Amazon on Amazon get their stuff from China. And Amazon get their stuff from China. I mean, this is just ridiculous. So now he playing this game. It's like he played the game. He got to a certain point, a climax, and then he like pulled back. You know, it's like he's like
It's a
a
game
huge
to him.
child.
It's a game to him. He's playing Russian roulette with our lives. People
Yes.
have lost their 401ks. They've lost their savings. Does he care? Absolutely not.
And I don't want to hear this, oh, the numbers are going back up. No, what about what they've lost?
They don't get that money back.
No.
You don't get that money back. You do not. You know, you're playing games. And, you know, I understand that people want to see the positive in it. There's nothing positive about ruining people's lives. So the man with the dead hand decided to play this game. You know, you're gambling. You want to play the game with people, and people are frustrated. People are tired. And I suggest somebody get grandpa and tell him to go sit down. Give him a popsicle.
It
Give
ain't it
him
ain't
some.
funny. It ain't funny.
Nothing's
It's
funny.
really aggravating that he's, you know, playing these games. And somebody need to do something about it. That's all I can say. Somebody need to do something about it, y'all.
Breaking news.
Do something about it. Anyway, so that's where we are with the tariffs. You know, that's been the whole, panic. It's been a whole week of this almost. This was something I had found out yesterday. I don't know if you guys knew about this. He had his administration. So the Trump administration had spoke about sending drones over to strike Mexican cartel.
Look, you better leave them folks alone. Somebody give grandpa a popsicle. Preferably a banana.
With some medicine in it, so he goes
some melatonin. Get him some melatonin and let him sleep. You see what DC put in the chat? Trump caved. We lost $11 trillion.
11 trillion. DC, thank you for that update.
Yes.
I knew it was up there.
He caved. Of course he caved. Go ahead, sis.
So yeah, this is considering launching drone strikes on the drug cartels in Mexico as part of an ambitious effort to combat criminal gangs trafficking narcotics across the southern border. This is a plan they had constructed. The Department of Defense Intelligence was discussing this, and the governor of Mexico says absolutely no. That, you know, what are we doing here? I mean, is that even strategically smart to even do?
Nope. I mean,
I'm just like, the game, like, this is not a basketball game. This is not a, you
sank my battleship. You sunk my battleship.
Right. We're not.
Step into 2025. Somebody go get grandpa a popsicle. Because water is wet, okay? Water is wet. My God.
And my last story, and this one is it's definitely weird, but
here we go.
It's a weird one, y'all. Buckle seatbelts. I wish I could show y'all the picture. So there's a white woman who darkened her skin and now identifies as a Black woman, plans to move to Africa. No lie. Y'all see the picture. The picture is wild, y'all. Go look this up on blacknews.com. The white woman is from Germany, who identifies as a Black woman. She says that her husband and her are preparing to move to Africa. Both of the couple, I guess, have been claiming to be, they're 30, she's 36, he's 38. They've been using melatonin, a synthetic hormone that makes the skin darker.
We can't even have our complexion.
She also goes by the Swahili name Malika Kubawa, meaning big angel.
Malika. You don't go sit
Got
down
sat down.
somewhere.
Got sat
Go
down.
sit down.
Sat down.
Malika, I want you, when you get to Africa, I want you to walk up to a group of African women and introduce yourself. And then come on, please film it. Somebody please film it. World Star.
I'm so sick of Malika today. I was like over this. After I read this, y'all, it took me out, y'all. Audience, it took me out. I couldn't believe it. And if you see the picture, it's gonna really take you out.
You're gonna have to send it to us.
She is known for some extreme surgeries. So she is one of those, she's a former glamour model. And 32C breast. The heck is that? Had her lips enhanced. Of course, she wants to look like a Black woman, so she puckered her lips. She plans to get a buttocks, adjustment, and her nose widened.
Malika, if you're listening,
Stop.
Listen, Linda, listen. Malika, you will never, ever, no matter how hard you try, you will never, I don't care if you get the biggest BBL, if you get the biggest lips, the widest nose, you will never, ever, ever be a Black woman. We are magic and you are not. You're cosplaying. And you go, I want you, when you get there, please walk up to a group of Black women and introduce yourself. And Malika's husband, please record it and put it on social media so we can talk about it.
DC said he just Googled her. Damn.
Ooh, I just want Malika.
Wait till y'all see it. That's all I'm gonna say, audience. Wait till y'all see it. Yes, they considering moving to Kenya or Namibia. Namibia.
It doesn't matter where you move. If you go to Africa, period, any country in Africa, trust me, you are going to not want to walk outside. But I'm gonna leave it there. Malika, call me when you get there. Call me when you get there, Malika. I just seen the picture. Lord Jesus.
Kubawa. Baby, you better say her whole name. Malika Kubawa.
Play with them folks if you want to.
With them.
Play with them.
You see the picture?
I seen it, and that was a jump scare, and
now you want to unsee it. Okay.
I want to unsee it.
Okay, Kitty, I'm done. Go ahead on. I just had to share that with y'all because when I was reading it, I was like, you have got to be.
Malika is childish, and she needs a timeout. She needs a banana popsicle also. Okay, so let me hop into mine. I do have some sad news. There was a mass shooting in Spotsylvania County, Virginia. 4 suspects have been apprehended. 2 of them were 16, one 17, one 18. The shooting occurred in Old Greenwich County. It was an illegal gun sale robbery gone wrong. 3 people were unalived and 3 people were injured. And, prayers to those people, prayers, because when you take that route, you ruin families. Okay, it's not just about you, it's about families. Gun control. I will say that every single day. Gun control. Okay, you already covered the tariffs and how Grandpa needs a popsicle because he is Grandpa. Somebody come get Grandpa. He at it again. In local news, in Holly Springs, a 802.5 pound, 14-foot, 3-inch alligator was captured in Mississippi. Y'all ought to see.
How much he weigh?
802.5 pounds.
Who caught? How you catch?
It was a group of alligator hunters that caught him, and they gave his meat to a local soup kitchen.
This is in Mississippi?
In Mississippi. And they're going to have them some gator soup. I bet you it's good.
Now listen here, my folks in Mississippi, don't y'all be out here gator hunting, okay?
These
y'all
were
leave that up to
professional.
them, some other folks, okay?
Yeah.
My brothers and sisters, I'm just telling you, don't y'all be out here gator hunting.
Yeah, we don't do stuff like that. But I just thought it was amusing. alligators are my biggest fear. I'm terrified of alligators. And when I saw that, I just started laughing because who captured him? Why? And then, but
That was a
the
huge.
soup kitchen did get some gator meat.
They
Now, I
they
will eat some
eating
alligator.
good.
They
I
they
will
are.
now, baby. Fried legs to the side with some sea. Listen,
Yes.
I
Put some
will
ponies on it. I mean, I hope whoever's cooking it adds, some
bread
onions.
it up real good. I'm just
Now
saying.
this is gonna be a soup, so they're gonna need some onions and bell pepper, and go ahead and
Ooh.
put some seasoning. You got to season your meat. Put it in there until the ancestors tell you to stop. Okay, now in Memphis, we've got a Shelby County school board member, Tawana Murphy. She says she isn't sorry and she's not going to apologize for threatening to deport a Hispanic woman who criticized her work on the school board and called her name. She called her the B word. It was in a private Facebook chat. However, their conversation went back and forth. I guess the young lady decided to make it public after she called the lady a B word. Then she decided that she was going to go ahead and make it public when the lady responded and said, I'll have you deported. Now look, people need to chill and maybe, just maybe, act like they got some sense. Please act like you got some sense. I don't know.
I mean, is she worried about being deported?
Maybe. But you act words have consequences.
You can't be calling me no B and they'll think I'm gonna clap back though. I might clap
Yeah,
back hard.
I might clap back and you may not like it, but we're
Yeah.
gonna it's unfortunate on both ends. Don't be calling people bees. And sometimes it's okay to take constructive criticism. I don't know why they made it. They went from it being public, them talking to private, and then someone
Right.
exposed all of it. I wouldn't have gotten caught out like that. First of all, I would have ignored her, but people are different. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my last story before we go to a quick commercial break. Representative Al Green from H-Town, that is our boy.
Swaggy.
That is our boy. He he's going to introduce articles of impeachment for the man with the dead hand within 30 days. Come on then, Rep. Come on, Al Green. Pop your collar then. Do what
He
you need to
already,
do.
he already, got
It
that
may not
cane
go
ready.
anywhere. It may not go anywhere because we dealing with the man with the dead hand and his cronies. But
Right.
at least he's trying.
At least he doing
He's
something.
doing something. But we will be right back after this quick commercial break. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. Stay tuned.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
Hey guys, yes, this is my nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what my nonprofit does, we give fresh food boxes to those families in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. We also go out into the unhoused community, give out care bags here in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to www.carterscaringhands.com and donate whatever you can. So we together can uplift those families that's struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciated. God bless.
Hello, fellow taxpayers. I'm Andre Martinez, and as the founding owner of EA Tax Pros, I can honestly tell you that our clients trust our team of highly skilled and experienced accountants. Why? Because we work with a passion to keep your money in your pockets, and we keep filing taxes simple, regardless of any situation. And let's be honest, taxes are not everyone's favorite. That's why, as a multi service accounting firm, our professional accountants have a deep understanding in all areas of accounting, and as well as tax planning, preparation, and resolving your tax issues. We lead the way of effectively utilizing the tax regulations and IRS codes to help our clients clearly identify the path of their personal, nonprofit, and business goals. So, if you don't know how to start your business or your nonprofit, we welcome you to the EA Tax Pros team, and you will have access to our enrolled agents who have earned the highest certification of the IRS, as well as CPAs, certified acceptance agents, and QuickBooks certified pro advisors. So give us a call, 713 496 0262. Or you can visit us at ea-taxpros.com. So come join the team that taxpayers trust. Also, don't forget to check out ourplugs.com, a community built with culture.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. Today we are going to be blessed with our sister Diva Carter and our brother Andre Martinez as they talk about nonprofits and grants. Love talking about grants. That means money, money, money in our pockets to assist us with doing what we need to do in order to be successful. And we will touch on some of the tariffs because, of course, we have questions. Miss Morningstar, do you want to go ahead and bring Ziva and Andre up at the same time?
Sure. Let's get them on the
Let's get them
stage.
on stage.
All right. Hey, y'all.
Hey, good morning, Ziva. Good morning,
Good
Andre.
morning. How are you guys?
Doing
Good.
just
How
Hey,
you
good
fine,
doing?
morning. Good
Ziva.
morning. Blessings to all. Thank you, Lord, for another day. I'm just glad to
Yes.
be here
Amen.
with some wonderful women. How y'all doing?
How you doing,
Doing
Andre?
good,
Just
Andre.
doing just fine. We're gonna lower our volume just a little bit, Andre and Ziva, just a tad bit, so we don't have any feedback or what is it called? Rebar. I'm trying to get the lingo right, the radio lingo. But good morning, you guys. So I know that today is nonprofits, and I love talking about nonprofits. I got my pen ready because I know we're gonna start with Ziva this morning and start, of course, with well, I'm gonna let you go ahead, Zibby. You start with whatever you like to start with. Go ahead. Good morning, Cisco. You
How
got
you ladies doing? So
doing just
I got some good news coming from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
all right.
So they started another rentable program. Is designed to provide housing for those that became homeless.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they have a one-time assistance up to $2,000 per household.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, so
That's awesome.
it will help individuals and families overcome the barriers that they are dealing with: homelessness, food, uh, miscellaneous items. All that's included with the $2,000. And
That
plus, they are building more affordable homes just for the homeless community,
that
which is
is
good.
awesome. Awesome. So let me ask you. They're doing something similar in Texas, but of course, there's a caveat and there's some stuff that the boys in Texas are doing. But let me ask you, how do they apply? How do people in Kalamazoo get connected so that they can get that type of assistance?
Before they get that assistance, they have to go through the steps. First, they have to be homeless. They have to live into one of the shelters are here, the
Hmm.
homeless shelters. We have one called the Gospel Mission. and that's downtown Kalamazoo, Michigan. Once they enter there, they have to stay there at least 1 to 2 months before they can apply for that assistance. They have to show they are trying to be a productive individual, job hunting. If they have kids, they got to make sure their children are in school. They want to see a productive lifestyle. What are you trying to do to uplift yourselves before you apply for these funds and these apartments? So yeah, you have to try to prove yourself as you trying to get better or if you're trying to live off the system. Just become homeless because you are homeless, but you have means to take care of yourself and you're not doing it.
Okay, okay, that's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's not great, but it's good to know that, Kalamazoo is taking this stance. And I agree, you have to, because after that $2,000 is spent, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
able to pay the rent after
You
that.
have to
So,
maintain it, and that's why
yes,
they want them to see what are you trying to do to help yourselves.
yes, that makes perfect sense. That makes
Mm-hmm.
perfect sense. And I'm praying for folks because being homeless is no joke. And you think about it, just think, everyone take a minute and think. Miss 5 or 6 paychecks and see where you'll be.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You
Miss
know,
one these days,
so
one.
yes, don't pay your bills one time. So yeah, that's good. In Texas, they're doing something similar, but they tabled they were trying to put a vote in where they would restrict people from opening up homes or homeless housing
Mm-hmm.
if it was close to a school.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be at least 1,500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
However, you can open a bar in the state of Texas and it only has to be 300 feet. So, what
Mm-hmm.
would you rather have? A bunch of drunk people coming from a bar or some homeless people that are down on their luck trying to get it together?
Right. It's no problem with that when they come down in liquor license. It's easy to get because they got a liquor store on every corner in these inner cities. And then
Absolutely.
and it don't make sense. I said, why is it a liquor store on each corner? But you got all these folks out here homeless that don't have nowhere to stay.
It was designed that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but they are building, so far they built 3 apartment complexes just for people to get out the shelters to have comfort, to uplift those families and those individuals to have a productive lifestyle. And that's pretty
That's
cool.
good. I mean, kudos to Kalamazoo.
I think
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I think everybody, all the states and cities, they need to get involved because now, guys, I'm telling you, it is getting worse out here.
Of
And
course.
this is not a joke. This is not a game. People need help.
Yeah. I mean, today alone, the what was it? The judges at the SCOTUS said that the people did not that they were going to uphold Trump's decision to fire
Yeah,
24,000
that was
people.
that was a few days ago.
Yeah,
They were gonna the 1,600 people that they
Hmm.
were supposed to be getting their jobs back.
it's a
SCOTUS is
no.
putting it on hold. Well, they're holding it because of it was some. I read the article. It was some sort of a regulation with a nonprofit and something they want. So
Yeah. But now I read today that the judge over that case is not um is has pulled back from stopping Trump and Doge basically from
Hmm.
firing the 24,000, not
Hmm.
1,600, 24,000 people
Hmm.
that were the probationary. So it's, if you fire these people, you're looking at 24,000 people who don't have a job. What if they were a single parent?
they don't care.
They don't.
It's sad,
They don't care.
because I'm like, are we in a different world,
We are.
in a different dimension? I mean, it's strange to me because growing up in Detroit, right? I never seen no homeless people growing up. Never,
I didn't either.
never,
I grew up in Nebraska. I never saw
never
homeless
seen
people
a
until I came
homeless. And when I got a little older, and I'm like, who these people? who are these people? And it just I got so in tune with it. I like, this can't be happening. And I thought we was the richest country in the world, right?
That's something to really look into. When did we start having a homeless population? Because you're right, growing up, I
Mm-hmm.
never saw homeless people.
Nope, never saw. Yep.
Wow. Did you miss Morningstar?
No, it was a show. I mean, I seen home not growing up, but I mean would see here and there, a couple people who were home. Like I didn't know if they was homeless or just, street people. Some people
Mm-hmm.
live on like be on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got here,
Oh, in Texas,
I
you
Mm-hmm.
was completely
floored.
I was blown back. I had
Yeah.
never seen.
Mm-hmm.
I seen it in the movies, but never in real life.
Right.
Seeing people with tents under the
Mm-hmm.
bridges and
Mm-hmm.
blankets, and it breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I cannot believe people are sleeping on the ground outside, and it's supposed to be the richest country, supposed
You
to be the
know,
best country.
And I came across this guy, guys. Oh
Right?
my God. This homeless guy can play the piano so well.
mm,
We have all these blessings out here, and
yeah,
they just need to be uplifted to give them another chance.
yep. You
They
know,
have
I
plenty of gifts. And I mean, the spirituality of these folks have taught me so much.
yeah, I remember in the man with the dead hand, his first administration, they were having something downtown. Do you know that the governor or the mayor, I'm sorry, ordered all the tents to be removed? So these people, they just went. The police came and just took their tents and just threw their tents in the trash. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, what in the world are you thinking? You took. They don't have anything. All they had was a tent. I'm just
Well,
frustrated.
well, they did that here as well to get them off because they was living off the highway, and I believe they got rid of that tent. They called it a tent country over there,
Yeah,
and one of them got hit because it was by the highway, and one of them was
yeah.
crossing the highway, so they moved it. But when they moved it, they placed them inside a shelter or one of these apartment complexes.
Well, they didn't do that in Texas. They didn't do that down here in Houston. They just took their tents.
Hmm.
But I'm in the reddest of the red states. So
Hmm. Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad that Kalamazoo is taking a stance and helping, the people because absolutely they need it.
Hmm.
So, what do you have? Do you have anything next, or are we gonna go to recalls?
Um, that's it. We can go to recalls if you like.
Yes, ma'am. I got my pen ready.
So this recall is called Trophy Nut Company. They issues alert due to undeclared cashews and Heinz honey roasted peanuts. Now Heinz is supposed to be having honey roasted peanuts, but they got cashews inside those 16-ounce cans.
Is there something wrong with the peanuts, or is it because they labeled it wrong, or they
They
should
labeled it
have?
wrong. It's supposed to be honey roasted peanuts, but it's cashews inside instead of the peanuts.
Okay. So that you get your money back. So you just take your receipt to the
You
grocery
take your
store.
receipt to whatever store you purchase it from, and the store is in Ohio and Illinois.
Alrighty.
And it is stamped. Good date is October 1st, 2025.
Alrighty. Got it.
So that is Trophy Nut Company. Okay. And the next one is TW Gardner Food Company issues a recall on Texas Pete habanero buffalo sauce due to potential presence of undeclared sulfites in sweet habanero, sweet sriracha, and habanero sauce due to mislabeling. So you got a habanero sauce, but it's actually sweet. sriracha sauce, habanero sauce, so it's labeled wrong.
Okay, another one mislabeled. And what state is
Hmm
that in?
The,
States,
the states are in, we got Texas,
of course.
Illinois, California, South Dakota, North Dakota, Delaware.
All righty. Is there a expiration date?
And the expiration date on there is used by 7/23/25.
T.W. Gardner Food. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And those are the two I have for today.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I know people are like, why is Miss Powerful Black Woman always giving us recalls? You want to know why? It's because our FDA had to cease doing so. You know, the man with the dead hand, Frumpy, Grandpa, who needs a popsicle, banana popsicle, told the FDA to not tell the American people the foods that are being recalled. So we want to provide that service to our listeners and to our families and friends because, hey, we don't want you guys eating anything that may be potentially dangerous to your health. And if they're not going to report it, we shall. Now I know that some people are not aware, but there may be. They're saying on April 20th, he's talking about declaring martial law and stopping free speech. But we're gonna keep rolling until the wheels fall off because we have a job to do, and um, stopping free speech is so unconstitutional. But I have never in my too many years of living seen anything like this. Somebody get grandpa a popsicle.
I get these recalls because they're given to me because I purchase food for the homeless. So I have to have these recalls so I won't be able to put these on the shelves of my pantry. And
Exactly.
that's important to me to let everybody know that has a nonprofit. And usually nonprofits we shop.
Yes. And it's important to listeners also because, I love me some good nuts. I love roasted peanuts. I love cashews. But if I'm allergic to cashews and I can only eat peanuts and I bought this, then, I'm in danger. So I appreciate you sharing this information. And I say this because I want people to understand that our local, our government, our administration, that administration that's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in our White House has decided that the American people don't need to know. We're just
Hmm
supposed to just be out here living willy nilly and just, whatever happens may happen. So thank you,
Yeah.
Powerful
You're
Black.
welcome.
Thank you, Ziva.
You can always go to FDA though, guys, to find more recalls. Because I know it's just more than those two I have, but these are the ones they send me.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we have Andre Martinez here with us today, and he is going to talk about grants, which I love. I love the fact that you're going to come on out here and tell us about grants. Andre, how are you this morning? You're on mute, Andre. And he's still on
Hello,
mute.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. How are you this morning?
Okay, all right. I just have a little audio issue here. Hold on, just real quick.
And it happens, WKRA. The one thing about the radio is you can hear us, but you don't see behind the scenes what's going on with us trying to struggle to make sure that everything is going as it should be. You back with us, Andre? Oh,
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
good, good, good. So, good morning. Today you're blessing us with some information on grants. I've got my pen ready, but you start how you like. If there's anything else you want to talk about, go right ahead.
Right. No, I just wanted to Thank y'all for the opportunity to come on here today. So there are opportunities. I know you guys were
Okay,
speaking
hold on,
on
hold on,
the homeless situation.
hold on. Keep talking. Let's see if it clears up because we are getting a little feedback. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on, just real set. See.
While Andre fixes his mic situation, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these commercials. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We will be right back.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugsllc.com. Can't wait to see you.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Leslie Brown, and I am the owner of LG Brown Properties. I am a realtor, and I just wanted to pop in and say hi. If you know of anyone that's looking to sell, buy, or lease, I do it all. Give me a call. I am worldwide. If you are not in New Jersey, I have plenty of referral partners around the world. So, give me a call, 973-750-8430. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.
Opa May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to Nutrition You Design. Finally, your place to really get to the bottom line of your health with our functional nutritionist Gail Thorpe on board. You have a caring practitioner to get to the root cause of your health concerns when all else fails. At Nutrition You Design, we specialize in women's health, anywhere from hormones, fibroids, menopause. We have you covered. With over 200 specialty lab tests, we are like your personal health detective. We offer customized meal plans, genetic testing, stress management, and a host of other offers to really get you healthy. Be sure to book your consultation at nutritionyoudesign.com or give us a call at 877-898-5130. You can also find us at ourplugs.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
And we are back. Andre, are you with us yet?
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine. That sounds good. That sounds good.
Awesome. Um, yeah, no, I was just going to comment on the homeless situation and fact that even with a nonprofit, if you cater towards the veterans, you can also get the funding, per bed. If it's multiple beds per room, that's an opportunity that you can be able to, as a nonprofit, 501c3, can be able to get funding, and also not only per bed, but for the resources to uphold and maintain your nonprofit mission. So just wanted to touch on that. But also, as far as the grants, every grant packet, in order to get funding, one, you have to be the 501c3 uh, federal status. So once you get that, you can go ahead and start applying towards these grants. And when you apply for these grants, there are going to be a few things that you're going to have. And so one is going to be the executive summary in your packet. And that executive summary or program narrative is going to basically be the overall view and vision of where you see the funding and how you're going to use it. If it's going to be in a building, you want to basically paint the picture of how everything is going to operate. And so that's going to be the first thing. Secondly, you definitely want to have the outcome. And so when I say outcome, you want to let everybody know, okay, during program
Uh-oh, Andre, I don't know what you did. I don't know if you got to probably prop your arm up and put the other arm down because your antenna, you got that MAGA
You was
Wi-Fi.
chopped and screwed, as they say in Texas. Chopped and screwed.
Are you okay
Can
now?
go ahead and fix
now,
it.
can you hear me?
Okay, we can
Yeah.
hear
How's
you
that?
now. Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine. Don't move. Don't move. Just freeze and talk just like that. Freeze.
No, sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just going on and just saying the outcome page. When you have an outcome page, you want to let everybody know if they take advantage of your programs, how is it going to look? How are the people being affected by the resources that you will receive? You know, if it's a rehabilitation center or if it's um, a housing authority or orphanage, whatever it may be, you want to give people the hope situation. After taking everything into accountability, what are people going to look like after being blessed by all the resources that you will be receiving? And then the third thing is your budget. You want to let everybody know, okay, from the operational standpoint, from salaries to furnishings to rent, everything that is going
Uh-oh. You
paint
done
that
moved.
picture
You moved your
in
head.
your executive summary.
Say that
Oh,
again about
hello?
budget. Yes, say that again about budget, Andre. You said operational, salaries, rent,
Yeah,
basically everything that you're using or everything that you're paying.
yeah. So you want to tie it into the picture that you have painted in your executive summary and your program narrative. So you want to make sure that the words that you have said in your description of how things are going to operate tie into the budget. That way, everybody can see where the monies are going to flow and go to. And so the next thing would have to be the resume. You always want to keep the most current resume of at least your voting officers. So your president, vice president, director, treasurer, secretary, those are key positions that people are going to want to know. Is your treasurer, do they have past banking experience or accounting experience? Do they know what they're doing? You know, does your director, has he been in a managing position before to even manage, the organization? So having key people in place with resumes is very vital when it comes to grantors looking at who's handling the money. So if you have those five things within your grant packet, you're well off on your way to receiving grants.
Okay, so I must have missed something because I only have four. I have the executive summary. Okay, plan of. So we missed statement of need. No, Yeah, statement of need and plan of action, purchase budget, measurable outcomes and compliance. So I missed one or two.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe the statement of
Yeah.
need.
So when it's statement of needs, that's basically a list. So when you look at how you, in a perfect scenario, what are all the things that you're going to need? So basically, create a shopping list uh, for the resources, and then you also want to create another column or section on that list for human resources. You know, if you're going to need a grant compliance officer or an auditor, you know, um, or even if you're dealing with children, if you need to take CPR classes, just different things that you will need in that statement of needs to get the job done.
So these are like certifications, licenses, and all that, right?
Exactly. You don't, and see, that's what happens a lot of the times is you skip over because you're so anxious and eager to get the grants that you might end up in a situation that you'll be right there, able to open the doors, but because you didn't pass the city health code to get a permit to run that function in your foundation, well then now you got to hold back. So
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Andre. Are most projects have to have some sort of permit associated with it? No matter what you do, you have to have some sort of permit. So, where would they go to get that from? City Hall?
yes, and I think Sister Ziva can probably talk on that a little bit more, especially since she's having to deal with city codes and food items. But yeah, you definitely want to go to your city hall, your county websites.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know. And then what about, okay, plan of action, measurable outcomes and compliance? Compliance would be the certifications and all that. So, um,
Right. And some grants, you got to be careful. Some grants will have restricted funding, meaning you can only spend money on specific items. So if you say you're trying to run a computer literacy lab, well, then you could only spend it on laptops or computers. They may restrict a percentage of, let's say, 100,000, and they say, well, you got to spend at least 70,000 on technology, and the 30,000 you can spend on furnishings and salaries. That way, you know how much, because if you break those restrictions, there's lawsuits involved, it's a bad
mhm.
rep, and you'll basically be put on the blacklist of grantors.
Oh, wow.
So you want to stay within
So it's
those fine
so
lines and boundaries.
so Andre, is that like most grants, or I heard, or did you say some?
These are federal.
It's just some, you just got to look into the details and ask the grantor, or look into the grant application and the details to see if there are any restricted funding.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this, I am trying to move forward with my plans. Kitty, by the way, this is off the. Did you ever? I wanted you to look over my proposal that I wrote out for the closet, but I did do the proposal portion. But I'm hearing now there's a packet that you need to put together. So yeah, I'm gonna be reaching out to you, Andre, because I think I'm gonna need more guidance on this.
Well, are you going to get a 501c3? Because he's talking about federal grants. So for federal grants, if I'm not mistaken, Andre, and correct me if I'm wrong, for federal grants, give, the federal government only gives to nonprofits who have a 501c3 status. Is that correct?
That and state and local, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly the public, because If somebody and personally wants to give, they want to be able to have a tax receipt to deduct on their personal taxes. And if you don't have that 501c3, well, you don't necessarily give a benefit to the donee, to the
To the
donor. I'm
person
sorry.
donating, right?
Okay.
So
Right.
I would need that
So either
501c3,
way,
but
you're going to have to get that 501c3 in order to
Mhm.
really get people's attention.
okay. But to move forward with trying to get the grants, it requires a package, which you just
Mhm.
told us today.
Yeah.
Exactly. Most
Okay.
grants are going to want those things, because it covers, all the bases. What are you going to
Mm-hmm.
do with the money? How is it looking when it's
Right.
perfectly ran with the funds? All that good stuff is running.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do, Andre, is I'm gonna type this up and I'm gonna add this to our plugs because I know there are a lot of people who are interested in starting a 501c3 right now. We've been saying this for a couple months, but seeing that how the tariffs are really going to take effect and change our way of life, unless of course, he backs off, which 9 times out of 10, I'm praying that he does because it doesn't make any sense. Somebody get grandpa a popsicle. Anywho, um, if whether he backs off or not, I we as a people, we can't put ourselves in this position to be at this man's mercy or anyone else's mercy moving
Right.
forward. This is a wake up call for us to say, you know what? Let me prepare myself to not ever be in a position where they can dictate whether my family eats or not. So having a 501c3, getting your ducks in a row, joining our plugs because that's what we're here for. We're here to guide people on going to that next level. I mean, Andre with EA Tax Pros, they have an abundance of professionals that can guide you along the way. Yes, knowledge. Yes, ma'am, guide you along the way. And Ziva is actually doing the work every single day. So reaching out to us, WKRA listeners and YouTube listeners, feel free. It's the easiest thing to do is join our plugs. That's easy. You just go to our plugs, ourplugs.com, put in your information, go and create you a general user account and send us a message on what you would like information on. It is our job why we created our plugs is to make sure that our community has what it needs. We can't, we don't know what it is that you need unless you let us know.
Right.
Daddy always said a closed mouth don't get fed. So let us know. Let us know. We've got some really powerful people on our team who are actually moving mountains to make sure that although we are in an ugly situation with this administration, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
We don't stop. We just got to keep moving forward. And we put everybody here in the basket into our plugs. We have everything we need. We got the
Exactly.
connections. That's what it's about, connecting.
Exactly. And if you're an insurance agent, if you sell insurance, we definitely need you guys in there. We need someone to talk people through investing. We need someone to talk about insurance, your final expenses, getting a will. All of that is necessary for our community. Let's just be honest, I hate seeing somebody pass and we have to come and sell barbecue plates and fish dinners when we can, for the price that you spend at McDonald's or Burger King or wherever you go eat at, you can pay that insurance every month to make sure that your family doesn't have to go out their way for your final resting place. It's imperative. It's taking control of your destiny, and it's
Mm-hmm.
time for us to not look to others to come in and save us. We got to save ourselves because as you can see, they don't care nothing about us. They want to completely erase our history. But I know if he goes over to the African American Museum, and tries to take those artifacts out, oh, it's gonna be ugly. It's just gonna be ugly, y'all. You know, we live in a world of a world where hate is expensive, and America is finding out the hard way. I mean, that's what they wanted, right? Is what else do you want from us? You want us to you wanted us to be in this position. Now we're in this position, and we have to make sure that our community is
Well,
safe.
we're moving full speed ahead.
Absolutely.
I love the fact that we have this community and that we're offering it to the world in, so many words. All of our fellow brothers and sisters that's ready to go and, jump into something bigger and better and do better, for us this time around. So that's why I'm like, I'm vested when it comes to listening to Ziva and Andre about when it comes to the nonprofits, because I never knew or understood the
Yeah.
full, benefit it is to the community when it comes to nonprofits. How many people eat off of nonprofits
Depend on it.
and live, and depend on nonprofits.
Hmm.
And you're doing something to help people. People get on their feet, whether it be, short term or long term, until they can get on their feet, and then maybe they'll invest in a nonprofit or be a volunteer or do or give back, pay it forward. So yeah, this
Exactly.
definitely is a benefit, guys. So make sure you go to outplugs.com.
Yes.
We want to see some
And,
Holly Springs and Memphis, Tennessee members.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Andre.
and, and DJ Kitty, I'm glad you brought out the fact that, you gotta take care of, your own at times because even within the nonprofit arena, there's what's called a public charity status, 501(c)(3), and a private
Mm-hmm.
status. So whenever there is a private charity, 501(c)(3), then it's tailored towards a specific people, group, organization,
Hmm.
business, campus, and you can still receive donations and have the tax deduction
Mm-hmm.
capabilities.
Really?
So, yes. So, if you are, like I said, tailored towards a specific group, whether it be in, you know, third ward, dry desert, food desert, whatever it is, you can be able to privately operate. And what that means is that you don't have to show your tax return to the public. You don't have to show your financials to the public. And you can operate as a private legal entity. So I just wanted to, differentiate that aspect of the nonprofit
So when it's
sector.
charity, you have to show your taxes and your financials to the public.
Right. If somebody says, hey, let me see your financials, let me see your tax return, or
Mm-hmm.
is actually posted on, you know, platforms like GuideStar or the IRS nonprofit tab, you can be able to look up anybody's organization and type in their name or their uh, employer identification number, EIN, and you could look them right up and see what they're doing, see where their money's at, see how their money's allocated.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So that's good to know. And I know that is there a 501c? It's not, I don't think it's 501c3. It may be 401c3 where it's political, it's politics. Which one is that? Is that the 401c3?
50C9.
50c9.
Yeah, 501c9. So
50C9
yeah,
is policy.
there right. There's C9. There's 4. So there's different, like I said, types. Um, even like a PTA. That's a different type for schooling and gathering monies for programs. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's good to know. I
So
didn't know that. I didn't know it about the private and charity.
I'm over
And
here trying to Google it and look it up as he's,
yes,
talking about it. So, do you get your 501c3 through just going to the IRS, or is it state specific?
so you have to first make your legal entity through the state.
Right.
So you'll
Get your name
file a
registered.
nonprofit corporation application with your Secretary of State, wherever you're. And for that, then once you get that back, you get your EIN number from the IRS website, and then there's a
there's
with
a what?
pay.gov.
There's a you cut
The
out Andre. There's a what now? I'm sorry.
the
Nonprofit.
actual 501c3 application is Form 1023.
Okay.
And so we walk all our clients um, through this process, and we also create the bylaws. We also create the program, the missions, everything, all the documents that you need to include into that 1023 application.
That's awesome. So that is through EA Tax Services, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I'm
And so the IRS fee for that application without the services, the IRS fee is the 275 for the EZ form.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the regular form, it's going to be, I believe it's 600 unless they increased it lately. But
everything's going up, so who knows?
So you have to
but
have those two forms, or
either or,
either or.
easy.
Okay.
Yeah, the easy form is the simple organization, but if
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be giving out any type of assistance or you're going to be housing, uh, basically grants, scholarships, if it's not just, a simple organization to where you are giving information and educating people, uh, then you're going to have to file the regular form 1023.
So let me
But
ask.
there's also a checklist, 1023 easy checklist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you check everything off that list to file the easier form, then you can file the cheaper 275.
Let me ask you,
So
Andre.
yeah.
So if it's a nonprofit, that means that you're not making a profit, right? I know you make money in order to, keep the lights on and everything. But when it's a nonprofit, you're not making a profit?
Well, it just means, you're not having a money motivating mission. Your mission is to enhance the economy, to
Mm-hmm.
support the community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, something towards the greater good of humanity in some aspect. So, you're not trying to rise up in the stocks and in the rankings and be that 500 Fortune 500 company. No, that's the opposite.
Right.
But
It's
you
like
make
So
a
you can
public.
grants.
It's
still get millions of dollars.
right.
You can still have salaries, still have payroll. All
I was
that
Hmm.
and is
I was
still
gonna
good.
ask you that, Andre, because like I do know someone who has a nonprofit, and her nonprofit is a group home. She takes in young teenagers, girls,
Right.
and she's their guardian at when they come through,
Right.
and it's a nonprofit. And I mean, of course, she gets funding for the girls, and it's her living. It's her actual way of
Right.
making a living for her and her family. And I think she put herself on her own payroll so she can receive, because she has a staff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Right.
is that
Yeah,
a way
that's
that you
legit.
can,
That's legit. Yeah.
yeah, you make
Mm-hmm.
yourself lucrative, like you put yourself on payroll as well with your staff, and everybody gets a
Now you
salary.
can't be taking 70% of everything that you get now. You gotta give towards the cause. So don't be greedy, you
No, well,
know.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
just
So
saying in those situations, like with you having, children that you're caring for, of course you taking a lot of the money, and you buying the things to take care of the children, food, clothes,
right.
doctor, things.
Absolutely. You should get paid for your effort. Yes, ma'am.
Your service.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's an employee of her own
Yeah,
business.
that's what I was thinking.
Absolutely.
That she has her own payroll come through to
Hmm.
her.
Yeah.
Usually, nonprofit is like really like a public charity kind of thing, right? And when you're doing charity work, you don't put yourself into this kind of uh, business to get paid. You are here to help those in need. But of course, if you're working for your own nonprofit, you doing the work, you gonna get paid for the work.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to say thank you, Andre, for joining us this morning and talking to everyone about grants. We appreciate you. I know that you have to run, but we really do appreciate you taking out the time and spending, a couple minutes with us talking about something that's most important to us, and that is making sure that our community is taken care of. So we appreciate you, Andre.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Can't wait
This
to see you
line
next
bearing
time.
down my neck. So I appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. Yes, I appreciate Andre so much. He always comes in. I always take notes because, we've got to stay on top of this. We've got to stay on top of everything. Before we end, and Ziva, I know you, we want you to sign off, but I wanted to leave you guys with the funny. Trump just signed an executive order on water pressure to restore shower freedom. Lord have mercy.
You
Somebody get grandpa
ain't never took no shower?
and give him a popsicle.
Do you remember in his first term, he had a complaint about how the showers don't
Oh
give
my
enough pressure
gosh,
for
water
him to
pressure.
wash his hair? Girl, he didn't went and got a lace front, okay? So
I'm done with
now
you.
he done went and got him a lace front, y'all. So now he think he is the stuff, and he want the shower. He better hope it don't wash out with
Okay,
that glue.
somebody better tell him about lace fronts. That is
Cause
not
y'all know he
permanent.
got a lace front. Go look at that video the other day he did.
That
That's a
is.
lace
I thought
front.
I knew it was a new wig something.
You knew it
Go.
was something, right?
Yeah, but we finally got shower freedoms, you guys. Woo
Mm, mm,
hoo.
mm.
I ain't know we was restricted.
I've been taking showers all my life.
Look
Anywho,
where they from though. Remember, we had to teach them how to
uh-uh,
take showers.
So
Come on
Ziva, go
now.
ahead and we on the radio. Go ahead and say your tell the audience WKRA. Y'all gonna cut up today. It's almost Friday, WKRA. Y'all know we gonna cut up just a tad bit, but y'all
Oh
know
my
what she was
goodness.
saying.
Well, it's been a good talk to this morning. So I appreciate all the knowledge that Andre gave. And yeah. So yeah, it was pretty good. So I want everybody just to enjoy life and continue to stay uplifted and just enjoy life. Have some fun. Live it up.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Enjoy life. Sis, any final words before we go ahead and say Say our
I just want to
goodbyes.
tell everyone out there in Radio Land, y'all come on. I'm ready to service the community in Holly Springs and in Mississippi. I'm ready to meet you guys and see what you got going on out there. If you have anybody who you know that has a nonprofit, or if you have one yourself, or a small business, or if you're an educator, or if you're looking to, join the community, come on through, y'all. What y'all waiting on? Come on. We are a open book. We are ready to bring you into the family. So make sure you go to ourplugs.com and register your information. We got some things happening and we want to bring y'all on the ride with us, okay?
All right, come on, Cletus. That sounds good. You're listening to Our Plugs, the community connection. This is DJ Kitty signing off. We will be back tomorrow with allegedly, it's all gossip and good things. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy.
Good
Hey
night.
y'all, it's
Good
DJ
morning.
Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the community connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey y'all.